Well, I mean, Coach, unfortunately, it didn't turn out like we had hoped, trying to get a win in that last game. Started off well again. Defense, goal line stand, and was playing well. Fortunately, that goal line stand kind of wound up flipping the field for them, and they got some short drives out of it after the safety and stuff. So, again, once we got behind, it kind of dictated what it's been the last few games and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think our kids started out with a lot of momentum, a lot of excitement. They were really into this game. It was a rival game. They wanted to win it for that reason, but they also want to win it so they could walk away with at least one win this season and not go over, which unfortunately we ended up doing. It just seems that our lack of depth seems to keep showing up, and you could just see it. Like the kids, it's not like they're all of a sudden not playing hard. They just look like their feet are stuck in mud, and they're don't have the quite the pep in their legs and running. From a defensive standpoint and offense, I think today offensively, I was really anticipating a much better performance by the offense. The offensive line had a lot of trouble early. Now, they were good defense, don't get me wrong. They're not in first place for nothing. They had a good defense, but we really had a tough time knocking them off the ball and getting, the yardage was just tough to come by. We weren't getting very many big spurts of run, and our passing game was very inconsistent. So you put those two together, and you're not going to have a very good night. We went with Kalen, and the reason for that was a lot of people don't know we don't broadcast all of our injuries, but Bo did get hurt in that last game against Northwestern, and really couldn't practice on Monday, and that was our big practice day with the short week. And on Tuesday, he kind of gimped around. Like I said, that's kind of what I feel like when I watched him walking around. He was just very gimpy and sore back and bent over, and so I made that decision that we needed to go with Kalen, and then when we only scored 3 points at the half, I said, "Bo, can you go?" And he was ready to go, but it was. Again, we just kind of ran out of juice real fast. And when we run out of juice, boy, we seem to collapse. And unfortunately, we did again tonight.
We got Michael Henry wound up getting over 1,000 yards, Coach. I mean, I know it's not a big consolation prize, but it was something important to this team. And how important was it to get him those 1,000 yards?
We knew exactly yard by yard what he needed. We wanted him to get that. Why? Because he's such a special person. He's one of the finest young men I've ever met. Really, right on the top shelf of all the great ones I can think of. But in getting that, there's a whole bunch of offensive linemen that felt very, very proud that here we are in a team that didn't win a football game, and he's going to be one of the few people that gain 1,000 yards this season. So it was certainly a great feeling, I know, for Michael. But boy, those linemen were just as proud, and they certainly felt a part of it. Just like when Mike talked to the players and accepted the game ball, he said, "Hey, I accept this for a great for a offensive line that busted their butt for me."
Coach, I asked you this when we did our weekly press conference. Actually, again, what has this experience been like for you coming in short notice, season already started, a team shorthanded, injury riddled kind of already? I mean, a lot of people wouldn't accept this challenge. You did, and I'm sure you did. I find you did the best you could in the circumstances. What has this experience been like for you?
Well, I almost didn't know what to expect because things are happening so fast, and my wife, God love her, she, when I get off the phone and told her what's happening, she says, "You got to go. You're probably not going to get another chance to do this at your age, And And I remember playing against 1990 Nichols, and I remember how tough they were. And I think we won the one game in the dome, 41-31, I believe it was. But boy, that was a battle. And knew that they had tough kids here. I knew that it was a tough conference. But I really didn't anticipate the many different problems that have made it tough for Nichols to have success in the last bunch of years. And I kind of felt a lot of times like the little Dutch boy. It seemed like I put my finger in one hole and another finger in another hole, and all of a sudden another hole would blow out and couldn't patch up all the leaks. But the great thing, I mean, I'm just, it's not a good feeling for me to say, hey, I coached a team and they lost 9 games in a row and we didn't win a game. That upsets me, and I don't feel good about that at all. But the same token, I told the kids I'm going to refuse to allow that to mar my feelings of this experience. In 2 months, I coached a great group of kids. And maybe all of them were not great football players, but I said to them that a couple times that I'd come out to practice on Tuesday morning after a tough loss, and maybe I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself too. And next thing you know, I got a bunch of eager faces in my mind. Let's go get the next guy, coach. We can do it. We can do it. And they were tremendously resilient. A group that had a great desire to win and were willing to do the work to do it. Not that everything went great all the time, and not that you didn't have to push some guys harder than others, but overall, this was, I thought, I'll always remember them as a group that really just dug in and really tried hard to right the situation and find success.